Okay, good morning children. Today we're going to do a new lesson, Taro's Reward. It's a story of a boy's dedication to his parents. So Taro was a woodcutter who lived with his father and mother on a lonely hillside. Maybe they're living in the hillside because they don't have much money. They can't afford to build a house in the plains. And he used to work very hard. All day long he'll chop wood. So he's very hard working. But though he works very hard, he earns very little money. We can imagine as a woodcutter, he can't earn money. And this made him very sad because he wanted to do everything for his parents. He wanted to buy them everything they wanted. But unfortunately, he was not able to do that because he earned very little. So he was sad in spite of his hard work. And one day when he was sitting with his parents in the hut, the strong wind began to blow. So you should remember that they are on a hill. And through the cracks of the hut, this wind came into the house. And the father was feeling very cold, so he said, "Oh, how I wish I had a cup of sake." Sake is a Japanese drink. It would make me warm, and it would do so much of good for me. When Taro heard this, he became very sad because sake is very expensive. So how can he earn the money to buy sake? So next day he got up earlier than usual and went and started cutting wood because he somehow wanted to earn more money. It's becoming hotter and hotter, but he is going on chopping. And it becomes so hot for him that he removes his jacket. He's thirsty, his whole face is wet with sweat. And then what? Even then, his first thought is about his father. If only my father were as warm as I, then how nice it would be. So he started chopping faster and faster, thinking of his father. And then suddenly he heard a sound. What could that sound be? Because he had never heard that sound there. It was a sound of rushing water. So he was so thirsty, he just dropped the axe there and ran in the direction of the... And when he went there, he saw that there was a stream and he wanted to drink water. But when he drank the water, he was surprised because it was sake, a stream of sake. He couldn't believe it. He filled the pitcher that he had with him. Pitcher means a vessel, and he went home. He gave it to his father. His father was so happy that after drinking it, he started dancing in the middle of the room with joy. And so, shortly afterwards, a neighbor came there. So when the neighbor came there, they were so happy. They were very kind people, they share their happiness. So they gave her a cup of sake. And she asked, "Where did you get sake from?" They said, "We got it from this place." And she went fast, and then she went to another house. She told about this. Slowly the entire village came to know about the sake, and all came to drink sake and hear the story. By evening, or we can say within 1 hour, the pitcher was empty. Next day when he started going for work, he carried a bigger vessel because he wanted to bring sake for his father. When he reached there, he found that all the neighbors are there and all are carrying so many vessels, anything that they can find to carry them. He hid there and he watched them. And when they approached the stream, they got only water. So they all thought that they had been tricked. Taro has told us lies. Let us drown him, let us punish him. We got up early, we carried all these vessels and came here, and now we have been made to appear fools. So Taro was very intelligent. He hid, he did not come out. After they had all gone, he came again and he went towards the stream. And when he put his hands to it, he got sake. So for everyone else, this waterfall is giving water, whereas for the son, the thoughtful son, the son who wants to serve his parents, it gives sake. Everyone gives only cold water. Now this story of Taro and the magic waterfall became famous throughout the country. The emperor heard this and he called Taro. And he was so impressed by Taro that he gave him 20 pieces of gold for being so good and kind. And he also named the most beautiful fountain in the city after Taro. This, he said, was to encourage all children to honor and obey their parents. See how Taro has done this and how God has blessed him for it. So all of you should honor and obey your parents. So let's just have a quick recap of the story. First and foremost, like we have heard so many stories about great people, this is a great person. He is a poor young woodcutter. His father had a wish to drink sake. He felt sad. He went to the forest and started chopping wood. He heard the sound of the waterfall and ran in that direction. He got sake home. The news of the sake spread throughout the village, and all the villagers went to the waterfall with their vessels. Only water. They thought they were deceived, cheated by Taro. They decided to put him inside the stream, drown him there, but he escaped. And when he went, it gave him sake. And the emperor came to